देखने और सुनने वालों को मेरा पुरखुलूस सलाम। नाजरीन, मैं हूं आपका होस्ट जमीर और आप देख रहे हैं क्राफ्टेड कॉन्वर्सेशन का आज का एपिसोड। हमारे आज के गेस्ट जो हैं वो एक यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर है जो इस वक्त किला फाउंडेशन के क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर की हैसियत से काम कर रहे हैं। और आज हमारे जो गेस्ट हमारे साथ हैं वो है मिस्टर बुरहानुद्दीन खतीब साहब। बुरहान साहब, वेलकम टू द शो। Thank you for your time. As an NID pass out, probably you have, if I'm correct, you have passed out in 2016. So right after that in 2018, you have started this Kilab Foundation. Normally, an NID pass out, he will always go to some big city or maybe join some corporate where he'll have a handsome salary and all that. So what was that moment of reckoning for you which brought you back to Kashmir and you thought that this is the region or this is the place where I want to work?
Coming from NID, I did have a lot of options to join multinationals and go to a lot of corporates. But NID is a place which opens up your brains to other things as well. So in our final years, we really got interested in crafts because my main course was product design. And I learned all about hardcore industrial design, which involves manufacturing of goods at an industrial scale. But in NID, being a very leading design institutions in India, it has been realized that crafts is a major source of economy and also a very traditional and culturally rooted way of manufacturing in India. So NID has worked quite a lot in the crafts across India, and we really got impressed by looking at what our seniors had done, what our professors had done in crafts. And in my final year, I suddenly got a realization that I'm coming from Kashmir. And Kashmir is known for crafts. So while we are looking at these mainstream industries, because I interned in Dubai as a product designer in a big company, they offered me job as well. But then I realized I'm coming from Kashmir. If I don't work in crafts in Kashmir, then who will? Who can we expect to work in crafts? So that was the moment I decided that I want to go back to Kashmir and work there. But before coming to Kashmir, again, one more person inspired me to take this journey. His name is Singgi Kartono. He's an Indonesia-based designer who also graduated from one of the finest institutions of design in Indonesia. And then he went back to his village and started working with these crafts. And today he is a globally recognized designer working out of a village, small village in central Java. And he has made award-winning designs and is supplying to different countries globally from a village. So that really inspired me, and I got a chance to go and work with him as well in 2016. So that again inspired me and motivated me to come back to Kashmir and then stay put here and try different things out.
When you talk about the artisans and the artisan base, it's a very scattered kind of a thing, very unorganized kind of a sector. So tying up with the artisans is very difficult sometimes. I'm sure that आपका भी अपना share होगा of your challenge in this whole journey. So what is Kilab Foundation all about and how do you work?
Actually, the idea started again in 2017-18 while I was doing projects for the government, for different organizations. I realized just doing multiple projects with different organizations who have different motivations and inclinations and directions, it's not leading me in a direction in one direction. So I being a designer, I didn't know much about business side of things. So I partnered with Ishfaq Mir. He's my co-founder. He's a person who understands design but understands business as well. He comes from a traditional handicrafts family and also realized that design is really lacking, because he had seen the best of the days in Kashmir when designers used to come, brands used to come to Kashmir and, get their orders made. Villages upon villages used to get livelihood out of those orders. So he had realized that there's a gap and design is very much important. So in 2018, we decided to partner together to set up a common vision of doing something good for the crafts and the craftsmen, basically. That motivated us to start Kashmir Innovation Lab. So the idea was to set up a platform to create new energy in the craft sector of Kashmir, to plug Kashmir again to newer brands, to newer designs, to newer markets. So and design being the core of it, because design always in the industry, it's a bridge between engineering, manufacturing, customers, needs, because evolution in craft is also necessary. So in Willowwicker, for example, we've changed the processes now. It's quite optimized and we have way less rejections and way more orders we can produce. In paper mache, again, we innovated in new techniques. What used to take 1 hour now takes 15 minutes to do. So again, innovation in the processes which can make craft relevant for today. So that's what we're focusing on.
When you started all this process, so have you faced any kind of stiffness from the artisan point of view, or the people who you deal with, that they were reluctant, or they thought that this was somehow going to hamper the heart and soul of the traditional kind of a design, or the traditional handicraft ecosystem?
I think I've seen both sides of it. So I've seen crafts from all angles and craftsmen from all angles. Craftsmen, as like other people in Kashmir, have vulnerabilities, have insecurities, and their apprehensions are very legitimate, justified. So you can't say, "Bhai, aap galat ho ya wo galat hai, wo galat hai." But the circumstances today are such that they just want to earn dignified livelihood. That is the key. A lot of the craftsmen, they are not, you look at paper mache craft. It was not about export of Christmas ornamentations, but a lot of export is of Christmas ornamentations today. That was not the traditional market.
Not a traditional market.
Traditional market was the
It's
boxes,
high-end,
other these
niche
things.
market.
Yeah, exactly. So crafts have evolved. They have shifted to market needs, but there's a lack of understanding, which is really the fundamental issue. We require a mutually, firstly, understanding, acknowledgement of the current situation. Then we need to set up mutual goals. We'll do this part, you do this part. Let's do this together for the benefit of the crafts as well. Because crafts are really important part of our culture, our history. If we let go of our crafts, then what makes us different, right? That's the biggest question, and that's what we brings people here. It's
exactly.
But like, if we don't have
this
Vazwan,
is a cultural identity, and
exactly, if we don't have Vazwan, Vazwan is something special. People come to Kashmir for Vazwan. So similarly for crafts, if we we are losing a big part of our culture, our history. So we commonly need to come together and find solutions.
Anything about the Kilab Foundation you are doing for the languishing category of crafts, or any focused approach for certain crafts?
So that we are doing through Seeds of Unity Foundation. We have a Section 8 non-profit company called Seeds of Unity Foundation, and the focus is to again work on languishing crafts. So the Sozini, Sozini, everybody knows Sozini embroideries, but there's very few documentation of Sozini embroidery, in the sense that what is the motive all about. And whenever we talk about Sozini, it's only the embroiderers who are celebrated. But we have to understand, embroiderers are only the last link in the value chain. The main guys are the chapai walas and the nakash who actually write the design. Nobody talks about them. It's strange, right? So right now we are doing a project of documenting the Sozini blocks. And documenting the stories of the nakash. Where are these motifs coming from? What are the stories of these motifs? Because we don't recognize actually the people who are the innovators up there, the designers, the nakash, the people who actually do the structural work. ये भी walnut wood cover, the carving guy is actually the last guy. वो फूल को अच्छे से खिलाएगा, वो उसकी अपनी कलाकारी है. लेकिन जिसने डिज़ाइन बनाया वो कहाँ है? उनकी स्टोरीज कहाँ हैं? उनके अवार्ड्स कहाँ हैं?
एक्चुअल आइडिया था ये.
Exactly, उनके अवार्ड्स कहाँ हैं? So that is one example of one of the projects we are trying to do. Similarly, we have planned lots of things in the pipeline across different crafts, which need a lot of attention, which need a lot of effort, a lot of funding. It's just that we have to come together to do it at that scale.
Okay. My last question to you will be like, what kind of message you would like to give it to a young entrepreneur who is inclined towards the design? Because that is the most important factor, the innovation and the kind of inclination that he should have about the design. Can they see their career in this particular field?
Entrepreneurship in itself is very challenging. Whatever you are trying to do, and especially the times we are going to see in the future, we are seeing mass unemployments, mass, job firings, So we are heading into a recession actually globally. But in these very challenging times, we have to understand design is a very amazing tool because it teaches you how to solve problems. Going towards a world where they'll be full of challenges, problems. I've had through COVID, lots of people lost jobs. Lots of people couldn't do anything. I feel design as a tool in my hand gave me a lot of ability to navigate those situations also. I lived through COVID, alhamdulillah. You know, today I have more opportunities than any of my contemporaries, I feel. They have good jobs in different places, but I have freedom. I have this flexibility of making new projects, imagining a new future, right? Which many job people don't have, right? Yes, it's challenging, but it's rewarding as well. So my advice or my suggestion or a piece of word to young people would be to develop patience. Maybe learn a craft. Spend the summer or the winter with a karigar. Learn that patience to sit, because patience will be your really strong forte. And then getting into entrepreneurship, that will help you a lot, and it'll be very, very rewarding.
Thank you, Burhan Sir. Thank you for coming to this show. It was nice talking to you, and we wish and hope that at Kilab Foundation you continue doing such amazing work. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
नाजरीन, ये थे बुरहान उद्दीन खतीब साहब, हु इज़ द क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर ऑफ किलाब फाउंडेशन. इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे कि ऐसी एक गेस्ट के साथ आपसे फिर से मुखातिब हो. तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.